I will tell you. Just a couple of seconds. Not too many people watch live videos, as I told you, but after that, this is how Facebook algorithm work today.
Yeah, yeah. I was in a live group last week. I think they have several thousand people, and yeah, kind of the same thing. And I got a lot of people that reached out to me, I think later that day, which was interesting.
I see. So we are live now. I will let you present yourself first.
Absolutely. I am Will King, located here in Dallas, Texas, and our company is Elite Vision Services. We love startup businesses. We love working and educating businesses. We are a consulting, an educational firm. My wife and I started back in, oh man, it's been almost a decade. Wow, it's been a while. But we work with a lot of businesses, but like I said, we primarily like to focus on startup businesses, helping them get funding so they can grow, hire, marketing. You know, there are a lot of businesses that are in the e-commerce space. Certainly we know the capital that's needed for that, as well as the real estate investing space. So that's in a nutshell who we are, but we love working with startup businesses.
Okay, so that's great, because this is one of the biggest Facebook group for entrepreneurs and startups, you know.
Yeah, I see.
Thank you very much for joining. I would like to know better what you can do for a startup. For example, why people from our community contact you? What it's your services exactly?
Our services is people are looking for funding. So what we do is we help people to get funding, and we have a marketplace of funding products that we've created over the last decade through relationships with banks and financial institutions. And so it allows us to get very affordable term loans, and these term loans can go anywhere from 5 to 7 years, low monthly payments. But the product that most of our clients like for us to give for them are the 0% revolving credit cards, which are business cards. And that 0% is anywhere from 12 to 18 months. So we tell clients, you know, you have 0%, man, take advantage of it. I mean, what a golden opportunity. You know, if you can get 50, 75, 100,000, and all you're paying is principal for 12, 18 months, that's a phenomenal opportunity. So that's how we help startups. But we also help startups because we really believe in separating your business from your personal. And I think you know this as well. You know, over 60% of businesses fail in the first 5 years. And oftentimes, I mean, and there are a lot of big companies today. I know we went through it. This is my, I may be telling my age here, but this is my 32nd year in entrepreneurship. I started right out of high school back in 1989. I graduated. Yeah, boy, it's it's been a journey, you know. But you know, so a lot of businesses, like I said, over 60% fail in the first 5 years. And we find that over 80% of them fail because of lack of finances or lack of financial literacy. So we really like to educate businesses on how to separate yourself from your business, because a lot of people start and they use their personal credit, personal assets, you know, and so the business, if the business goes down and you have those things tied to it, well, then guess what happens with your personal? That goes down as well. So we educate you on how to separate that. So those are what the things that we can really do for businesses. And like I said, really help them to thrive in this economy.
What you tell me before we were live, you told me that startups don't know how to get funding, right?
Right.
What the banks want, what banks want, and how you can teach. It's a program, it's a period of time, it's a coaching model, or how it works?
Yes, it's a coaching program. And so we have a coaching program. We have different packages. So in one of our coaching programs, we actually teach you how to build a solid business credit profile. Because the thing that a lot of businesses don't understand is that when you go to banks, especially startups, what are they going to ask you for? They're going to ask you for 2-year tax returns, profit and loss statement. They're going to want to see your financials. How's your business doing? Well, as a startup, you're not going to have that. Okay. So like I said, through the past decade, we've built relationships with banks So it allows us to custom underwrite each one of our clients based on your criteria, based on your area, your region, your credit profile, what industry you're in. So that's how we actually are separate from a lot of your funding companies out here, is that we are able to custom underwrite you based on those things I just mentioned. So we know if you're a startup business, and let's just say that you're in the equipment industry or so, let's say that. We know there's certain lenders that love that industry. So then when you apply, what are we going to do? We're going to send your application to that lender, okay? Rather than just shopping it. Doesn't make sense to do that. So that's what makes it, gives us an advantage, being able to know how to underwrite your file based on those things that I just mentioned. So there's a number of other things that can go into that, but what I can tell you is that for majority of your startups, your personal credit is going to be the foundation to your financial success. I mean, just period, okay? Because if you have a solid personal credit profile, and I'll talk about this just a little bit, because one of the things I find a lot of people focus on is credit scores. And credit scores is not what gets you approved. We've had people that come to us that had 750, 800 credit scores, and they've gotten declined. And the reason they've gotten declined is because they have what we call a thin or a short credit profile, okay? So what we teach you is how to build your data points so you have a credit profile. When it goes before the bank, it's undeniable because it's what they're looking for, okay? So once you have your personal credit into place, there's a whole new world that opens up to you. I mean, really it does, okay? And those are some of the things that we teach, is how to build out that the data points in your personal credit, so that personal credit is important, even though we're talking about getting business funding, because most startups, they're going to look at your personal credit first, okay? And they're not going to ask for tax returns. They're not going to ask for profit and loss. They're just going to look at your personal credit. If your personal credit is in a good place, oftentimes we've been able to get anywhere from, I've seen the lowest amount has been about 48,000. The highest amount is 162. And the 162, that was a business that was only 3 months in exception, meaning they started 3 months ago and they got $162,000. Not bad for a startup. Yeah, yeah.
Where people can find you? Do you have a website or a Facebook page, or where people can connect?
Yes, we do. Yes. Our Facebook page is Elite Vision Funding, and it's the same as the website, elitevisionfunding.com. You can contact us there. Another thing that I'll mention is, because we have a relationship through Experian, which of course Experian is one of the major credit bureaus, if not the major, when it comes to personal, we have a relationship with them, so there's no hard inquiry, okay? So when you go on and apply, they're going to do a soft pull, and soft pulls do not impact your credit. It's not a hard inquiry. So you'll know relatively in a short period of time if you're pre-approved, and that's the first step in the process. So once you're pre-approved, on that same page, there's a calendar that's going to pop up, and you can schedule an appointment around your schedule to speak with one of our funding advisors, and they'll go a little deeper into, your business, how much you're looking for, what you're looking to do, just so we can get a feel for how we can best serve you. But that's something else that's very important. It's not a hard inquiry. It's a soft pull through Experian.
I see. What is the difference from your point of view between getting money from a bank or using money from a venture capital firm?
Great question. And so here's one of the things that I find, and I've seen venture capital. In fact, I have a couple of buddies that are in the venture capital space. And so venture capital seems to have gotten a little harder for some of the startups. And so again, when it comes to the banks, it's just a matter of knowing where your personal credit is at. But here's something else I'll tell you. This is a tip that I gave a client about 2 weeks ago. And as a result of him using it, we were able to get him $40,000. So his personal credit, which we're working on, was not in the best of places to get funding. So what I said to him, I said, hey, if you know someone that you can use as a credit partner. So a credit partner does not have to be a part of your business. We do recommend that it's someone that you know and you trust, okay? So he knew someone, and I said, now, if they have a good credit profile, then you can ask them to be your credit partner. And I also gave them a couple of things just to let them know so that they kind of feel comfortable doing it. Number one is that the credit, when they get it, is not going to report to their personal credit. It's business credit. So it's going to report on your business credit. Most people don't know, most business owners don't know that you have business credit bureaus, just like you have personal credit bureaus. Okay, that's a whole nother subject. So when I explained that to him, he called me back. I want to say about 2 hours later, he had the person on the phone. So I walked through with that person, you know, hey, the business credit is not going to report to your personal credit, which means it's not going to raise your debt to income, which is of course good also. And then I also explained to them is, hey, you can create a win-win situation. So he agreed to pay this person $1,500 to be able to do this. So look at the situation. His business now is able to get $40,000 in 0% funding. This person just made $1,500 just off of understanding a little bit more information. So that was a great situation.
I see. So the main difference is that banks will not be involved in your business.
Yeah, exactly.
They just give you money.
They give you money.
You know, most of the professional founders, serial entrepreneurs, they are looking for smart money. So people with experience in their industry, with connections, knowledge, and maybe some exits in the field to help them more than money. Because we in the community, I talk with a lot of founders, and we think money is cheap these days.
Yeah, and you know, that's a good point that you're making there too, because we oftentimes have clients that ask us, well, how much is it, you know, do you charge? I say, well, we don't have any upfront fees at all. We call our fees a success fee. And the reason we call it that is because unless we're successful in getting you funding in your hand, there's no cost, okay? But then the other thing I bring to them is I use the analogy, if we were to get you $50,000, how much do you think you can take that $50,000 and turn it into? I've had some clients that say, oh, I think we can turn it into about 150, or I said, so let's look at that. What's the return on that? Okay. So even if it costs you 20% and you were able to take 50 and turn it into 150, so how much do you still have left? So the whole point in that is to help them to understand, you want to look at what is the return on that versus how much is it that I'm actually paying. Because a lot of times you're getting the capital for a reason. And it's oftentimes opportunities. It's oftentimes where you see, okay, I can take this capital and multiply it exponentially. So what I'm paying on it is very minimal to what I'm getting in return of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah.
I think for people from United States make more sense, because in Europe we don't have this system of credit score, or you know, the capitalism. It's also capitalism, but it's a little bit different from country to country. For example, me, I do business in United States. I'm not a US citizen, but because I am a professional founder, professional entrepreneur, I work with venture capital firms from Silicon Valley. I'm connected with them, and they want to invest in our company because they see that we really bring value to the market. Doesn't matter if we have a credit score or not. So there are two types of companies. The one who are looking for funding from banks, and the one who want to get smart money from angel investors, from venture capital firms, and you know, two separate worlds. We are most of our what we want from our group is to focus on both.
Right. Give them options. Yeah.
We just, doesn't matter how, but we want to help the community, because this is how I know that we need to help others in order to succeed. Yeah.
Absolutely.
to serve other people. You mentioned that before in the private call.
Exactly. And to that point, yeah, and and that's a great point that you make, because for some people, yes, the venture capital route is going to be great for them. And then there are some people where getting bank funding is going to be great for them. So again, it's just having those options. And I think that that's how you best serve, because again, even like you said in the private conversation you and I had, there's a lot of great things that you're doing. And when you were telling me the things you're doing for free, I'm like, man, wow, that is amazing.
I will explain you exactly. So I sold some companies, few companies, and I realized that I already have enough resources to survive maybe few lives. And
wow.
after that, I realized that I need to do something to give back to the society. Doesn't matter what, doesn't matter, and I realized that, oh, okay, so I have 12 years experience as entrepreneur. I fail a lot. So I try a lot. I fail a lot of website. I do a lot of stuff. And by working hard for 12 years, after a period of time, when you try, you find a way to understand how system works, and to understand how to create a strong team, how to create a strong project that other people or companies want, and after that to scale it, and maybe to sell it, after that to sell it, yeah. And I realized that something that makes me happy is to help others. So I acquired this community 1 year and a few months ago, entrepreneurs and startups, and I start helping people totally free. And 2 months ago, we start also this live sessions with the community to help them totally free. And people from our community must understand that we help them for free because some companies sponsor us. So it's totally free because for the community, because we have resources from other companies who want to promote in front of the community. So awesome. It's a business like Facebook. Facebook, it's free, but they present us some advertising spaces, some hey, you can buy a t-shirt, and the t-shirt company pay for advertising. It's almost the same business model. So we are not eating for free. We need to pay. When we go to the restaurant, we need to pay. And also we have a nice business by helping others.
Right.
And also
that's what it's all about.
Yeah, your business is also to help others. Yeah.
That's it. And one of the things that I tell people, even here still in America, we're coming through this slowdown economy. And there's still businesses that are hurting. There are businesses that are doing well. So you kind of have that mixture. You have some businesses that are back to full capacity. Like, for example, here in Texas, now they're saying, okay, you don't have to wear masks. Restaurants are not even doing the 25 or 50% capacity now. It's like they're fully open. But then you have some that they're only still doing pickup or drive-through, So there's still a lot of need from an economic perspective for businesses to get access to funding. And now those are businesses that are really more established. But now what about the startup business? Okay, the startup businesses that are not that established, the startup businesses that are still trying to really get their footprint out there, trying to get marketing, maybe looking to hire a virtual assistant so that they could take some of the things that they're doing off their plate so they can work more on the business versus in the business. So there's still a lot of need for funding. And the thing that we love about the funding space is it's recession proof. And the reason I say that is because when we're in a slowdown economy, what do people need? Business owners need funding. When we're in a really great economy, what do business owners need? Funding, because you're looking to expand and market and do more hiring and all that good stuff. So we are literally in a recession-proof business. And that's one of the reasons that we love it, because it keeps the lights on for business owners. It keeps those dreams alive. They're still able to do the things that they are desiring to do, create that lifestyle for themselves, their family, the products and services that they use to serve communities. They're still able to do that through us providing that funding. So That's our whole motto, is just being able to be that company that can say, hey, we can get you 50,000, 75,000, whether it's revolving credit, whether it's term loan, whatever it is, let us help you. And even if you're not in that space at the moment to get it, we have other ways that you could possibly work around getting that. So if it's personal credit, well, let's look at it. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a consultation. Yes.
Are you talking just about people from United States, right?
We did, yes, mainly businesses in the U.S.
Okay.
You know, because again, you're talking about banks that are in the U.S. basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so people from our community, you know, the good thing is most of people from our community are based on United States. We accept most of the members from United States. You know, capitalism starts from United States.
Right. Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And we need to understand the system if we want to understand how to adapt our businesses, right?
Yeah.
What, tell me, please, before the pandemic, did you do a live session with your clients or a podcast?
Live sessions. We did live sessions. And certainly the pandemic has forced you to learn technology. I was on a live just about, I think about 2 weeks ago, and I couldn't figure out how to get this doggone camera up. So I had to text my daughter and say, hey, how do I get this camera up? So, you know, technology. And that's the thing about when things seemingly have gone bad, you know, we have to train our mind to look for the good. And so one of the things of the good that came out of it for me was I now have to learn more about how to use technology and still build, how to scale, how to do more virtual. And so it's been great. It really has. It's been great.
Do you see Adam? Hey, good morning. Good evening. Sorry, Damon West. It's a friend of mine, also from United States. So Adam, have a kind of question for you. Being part of the United Kingdom / England, it's always been, you can read it and you can respond to Adam.
Yeah, I see you saying that it's been tough to get funding, whether it's been a bank or via a angel or VC. And that's kind of to the answer I gave you earlier when I said that, you know, when it comes to that, it's gotten a little more difficult. You know, in our real estate investing business, we've raised private money. And one of the things that we ran into when the pandemic hit was we reached out to these private investors, and there was a lot of them that stopped lending, you know, because it was just so much up in the air. You know, nobody knew what was going to be happening. I mean, it was just, everything was just, what's happening next? You know, and so for us, fortunate, being in the funding space, raising private money wasn't the only way that we went, okay? So having both of those, and kind of to what you were saying, Alex, you know, having the venture capital, but also having the bank space, you know, it's good to have both options because we just never know what happens. So to that point, we experienced that. And I think maybe 1 or 2 investors that we were raising money from were still lending. The other ones had stopped just totally. And so we were like, wow, okay. So it kind of forced us to rethink, restructure, and, you know, say, okay, hey, well, we have the funding space and we know that, and we know how to grab, you know, 0% business revolving cards. And so, but yeah, to the point that Adam just said, yes, it can be a little more difficult. We've seen it be a little more difficult when it comes to angel and venture capital.
You know, from my point of view, I know people from our community. We know that money is cheap today. If you have a good product and you are able to build a strong team, money is cheap because all the investors want to join the company. But if you don't have enough connection and resources, it's very hard. So there are 2 different worlds in the same group. Another one. This is awesome. I'm a new member. I'm not sure how I ended up here, but I am happy I am. I'm currently working 2 part-time jobs, one of which has left me totally. Oh, so there are also, you know, focusing more on the positive part is not that good, because there are also people that are suffering this period, right?
Right. Yeah.
And businesses unable to adapt, because in a pandemic it's very hard to adapt all the businesses.
Right.
So let's see what these guys need and want. I'm finishing up with in a few months, and I am looking to get involved in something more entrepreneurial. Yeah, guys. So feel free to put questions on the community. People are happy to ask, to respond to your questions. Come live with me to present your business in front of our community. It's totally free and will be free. We are not charging anything. We are working with some companies to sponsor our event. So in the following months, you will see here a lot of company logos. Yeah, we are working on that. We haven't ever tried to raise any funding. So there are also some companies, they even don't try to raise any funding. You understand?
Yep, I do. And you know, to that point, there are a lot of businesses, small businesses, startup businesses, even in the US, that basically are just saying, hey, you know, I'm going to try to get funding as much as I can. A lot of people, they have their dreams, their desires on hold. Yes, they're running their business, but at the same time, they know, okay, if I had access to funding, I could be much further along. Okay. And because they don't understand the structure and what banks are looking for. And I have so many people to come to us and say, hey, well, you know, I've tried to get funding. And so I say, well, let's talk. And one of our team members will go through with them, and we'll look to see how's your business credit profile built out. So that's one of the other things that people don't understand. It's about understanding how to build your business credibility, because it's the perception that the banks and the lenders have about your business that's going to make you fundable. Okay. And if you don't understand that, we call these 21 credibility steps. If you don't understand that, then you're going to go, but you're going to just get a denial. And at some point, people get to a place where they just stop. They just say, oh, I tried it. It's not working for me. Why is it not working for you? Let's look at that.
Okay, Adam, come with another one. What's your truth about crowdfunding and the best platforms out there that actually work? We are looking for a sponsor. So, you know, it's also this opportunity to use crowdfunding platform. That's why I told you that money is cheap today, because you can use an angel investor. You can use money from friends and family. You can use money from a venture capital firm. You can use a crowdfunding platform, and you can use also banks. What about crowdfunding? What's your perception, and what do you think about this?
Crowdfunding can be good. We've seen people use crowdfunding. Now, we ourselves don't use crowdfunding, but I've seen people that have used crowdfunding. Now, the other thing with crowdfunding is you have to understand what is it that what are they looking for? Because when it comes to crowdfunding, and depending on the investors, the people that put money into it, are they sophisticated investors? Are they, you know, what are they looking for? So crowdfunding, and I don't know of any platforms, because again, that we don't really work in that space of crowdfunding.
So I can come up with some information for Adam. Adam,
yeah, I was going to say that's part of your space, wouldn't it be?
Yeah, Adam, I have 6 days ago, I had a podcast with Samit Patel. He is the #1 crowdfunding product launch marketer in the world. So he have a team, and he used to generate to raise, using crowdfunding platform, $43 million in the last I don't know, few years. So he is very good at it. He's the #1 in the world. So if you want to use a crowdfunding platform, just contact Samit Patel. 6 days ago, go on YouTube, search entrepreneurs and startups. Don't forget to subscribe, and also watch the video with Samit Patel. he can help you. There are a lot of crowdfunding platforms. We are not here to sponsor anyone, any platform, but there are a lot. Just search on Google best crowdfunding platforms. You will see a few, and don't forget to read reviews before you start a campaign. Mr. Texas, so it's you are Mr. Texas. Okay. Do you mind giving a couple examples of your 21 credibility steps?
Absolutely. Great question. I'm going to give you the first one. And the first one is going to probably be a shock to you. And the first one is the name of your company. Okay. Here's why that's a very critical one. Because every bank, each lender have what's called a restricted list. Okay. That's a list that they consider to be high risk. So they're not going to lend to that. So I know when we're creating the name of our company and we want it to be impactful to, you know, say what we do, a person can look at it and say what we do. A lot of us don't think about this. And we ran into this several years back. Okay. And we experienced getting very minimal funding until I ran into a guy that's been in the business credit space. And he said to me, he said, you know, one of the things that's kind of hindering you. I was like, no. He said, you have a word in your business name that lenders kind of shy away from. I was like, oh no. So I started learning about this. Okay. So some of those names are words like investment, capital, real estate, or funding. Those are names, if you have those in your company name, that can really hinder your ability to get funding for your business. So that's one. Here's a second one. Address, your business address. Most people use either their home address, P.O. box, or a UPS store. That's a no-no, okay? Because what you have to understand is lenders want to see how credible are you. That's what they want to see. So give an example. If I'm coming to you to get $100,000, I want to borrow $100,000. Well, you're going to do your due diligence to make sure that everything that you can find out about my company, about me, says this person has the ability to pay my money back plus the interest, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So when you do an application for your business funding, and on the application, you put down your business, your address, your home address, or UPS or PO box as your business address, they're going to do a Google Analytics search. And when they show it's a PO box, a UPS store, or your home, they're not going to think you're a legitimate business. Okay. So what we do.
Just a second, please. There are some, I know some companies, very, very big IT companies and marketing companies with the addresses at, I know, home address. They have home address and they have a valuation 200 billion.
Well, again, we're talking about how the banks look at it. Okay.
I see.
Yeah. So it's all about the perception that the banks have about your business.
Also, he asked, are these the basic bureaucratic steps in getting your business set up with the right licensing and the professional plan, or they are more sophisticated?
Okay, let me read that question again. Are these the basic bureaucratic steps in getting your business set up? Yes, it is. And so to the point of the licensing and the professional, I think he said professional plan. So to the professional plan, I'm not going to say too much about that because yes, you want to have a business plan, but they don't typically ask for the business plan. But when you're setting up your business in the United States, yes, you need to be registered with the Secretary of State, the Comptroller's Office. And if your business requires a license, yes, you need to make sure that you have that license. The other thing you have to make sure is that your business name is consistent. So for an example, if your business name is ABC LLC, that needs to be across everything pertaining to your business, not ABC LLC here, and then over here is just ABC. No, you need to make sure that it's consistent with the business bank account, IRS, Secretary of State, the Comptroller's Office, all of that. So let me go back to the business address, the business mailing address. So most people, and I get it, there's a lot of companies that started in their basement, started in mom's house. I get that. And that's good. And everybody starts there at some point.
Yeah.
But it's still a very easy fix. So what we do is we recommend that you get a virtual office. Okay. Getting a virtual office is going to have a commercial brick and mortar. This is what banks want to see. So when they do a Google analytic on your business, it's going to pull up a business, brick and mortar commercial business. That's all they're looking for. They're not coming and visit you. Okay. It's about the perception that the bank has about your business. So those are two things. Go ahead. You can ask the question.
This is not a trick.
No.
Why do you think it's not a trick? For example, if I have the company here, I will mention, and I think people from the bank will appreciate my honesty.
You're still being honest with the virtual office, because I have a virtual office. I don't have to be in my office every day. But as long as that virtual office can accept my business mail, that virtual office, if someone calls there, it answers it in my business name. I don't have to physically always be there. So I'm still being honest. You're still being honest.
Another question. You can read it, please.
Let's see. Freeman, from what I know, hold on one second. I had an email pop up. From what I know, they also like to see your business plans regarding the reserves stream that your new startup money makes. Not with the banks that we deal with. They typically won't ask for your business plans. No, they won't. And let me also make this very clear. You have two types of funding. You have what's called business funding, and you have what's called corporate funding. Okay. Majority of the businesses in the US are going to go through business funding. Business funding is basically going to be like your business revolving lines of credit, which are basically business credit cards. Some will get business term loans, which is just a term loan under your business. And that term can be 5 to 7 years, somewhere around there. Very affordable payments. Okay. That's business funding. Now, when you get to where we call corporate funding is where you have your business set up, you have a Dun & Bradstreet number, you have a Paydex score, which means you have a profile under your business, you have 15 or more vendor trade lines under your business is doing $25,000 or more in monthly revenue, you have 2+ years of profitable tax returns, profit and loss, all of that. So when you have that, that's when you now move into corporate funding, which allows you to get the higher lines of credit, 250, 300,000, 500,000, $1 million, up to that. So there's two types of funding that we have here: business funding, corporate funding. Most businesses are going to start off with business funding. Okay. And that's where what I'm talking about. So we help businesses get to the place where you can get corporate funding, but you're not going to start off there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Also for the people who are watching, does the virtual office have to be in the same state?
No, excellent question. But you would like for it, let me put it this way. You want it to be in the state in which you're located. Okay. Now, to another point, when we talk about incorporation, whether it's an LLC or corporation, the S Corp or C Corp, okay? Hopefully I don't have to speak about sole proprietor. I won't speak much about that, but sole proprietor, you have really nothing. It's just you. There's no tax benefits. There's no separation. You're totally liable, all of that. So we will leave that at that when it comes to sole proprietor. But for those that have LLC, C Corp, S Corp, okay, there's another point that I'll make in regards to the credibility steps, and that is registered agent. Okay. I get a lot of questions about registered agent. Do I need to have a registered agent? Here's my answer to that. If the state that you're incorporated in or you formed your LLC in is the same state that you live in. So like, for an example, I'm in Texas. So if I formed my LLC in Texas, then I can actually be my own registered agent. Okay. And I'm going to go back to the virtual address in just a moment. Because it's going to really tie in. I can be my own registered agent. Okay. So if I'm my own registered agent, which means that I can accept business documents on behalf of my company, such as legal documents, when it's time to file my franchise tax, things of that nature, then if I'm going to be my own registered agent, then I recommend that you do not use your home address. Don't do that. Use your virtual office address. Okay. And the reason why is because let's just say if there was something legal that your business was being served, you don't want people like that coming to your home address. Let them go to your business address. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. Yeah.
So back to the virtual office. I just gave you another reason why you want to have a virtual office. Now, that virtual office, you do want it to be set up in the state in which you're doing business and you're located in. You do. But now I do understand that there are people that form companies in Wyoming for asset protection and tax purpose, which is a good idea, Delaware, Nevada. So if you are formed in those other states and you don't live there, then yes, you want to have a registered agent in those states. Does that make sense?
Oh, it makes sense. I just laugh because I read what Freedman said. If people close the eyes, they will hear President Obama voice. Trust me, it's 1-to-1. It's 100%. Guys, if you, I see that 5 people watched this live video.
That's an honor.
Please comment if it's 6 people right now. Please tell us if it's President Obama voice. Alex, you are coming from the perspective of an established businessman who has proven track record of success. Mr. Texas is speaking to a new entrepreneur that is looking to improve the bank enough to lend the money without unnecessarily having real experience under their belt. Yeah, that's true. That's why I'm also here to give you what I know, but also to learn from you guys, because you know, too many years working, doing the same stuff, you become very, very good at it. But you can forget about people who just start and they need some help. And we have a community with people from different levels. So we have also people from Forbes, but also newcomers. People, they just start their own company, and it's very important to help them understand how credit score, and also to meet people like you who can help them to get some credit, to understand how system works. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
and I think Corey asked a question, can the virtual address be used for my LLC in Florida also? My first question is, are you located in Florida? It can be, but are you located in Florida, or is that where you formed your LLC at and you're in another state? But just the roundabout answer to that, yes, without having an answer to those other questions, yes, your LLC, the virtual office can be used. That's why you use a virtual office. And so it gives your business that legitimate look that you have a you have a brick and mortar commercial business when the banks go to look at your information. That's the whole purpose of a virtual office. Virtual office is not for you personally. You use your home address for that, or your, wherever you're living. That's what you use for your own personal. But we're talking about business and how you look in the eyes of the lenders from that perspective. And this goes for whether you're a startup or whether you are a established business. So he says located in Florida, and I can give it to the, yes, you want, when you get that virtual office, you want to give that to every entity, Secretary of State, Comptroller's Office, your bank account, the business bank account, the IRS, all of that needs to go under the business, okay? So if you already have a business, you already have a bank account, you already have those things, and you were using a PO box or UPS or your home address, well, when you get a virtual office, you want to make sure that you go back and you change all of that, okay, to put that under the business information. Another tip I'll throw out, Alice, and this is another tip, is we suggest to our clients, once you have created the form, you created the business, or if you already have the business created, you have the virtual address. Another thing is your phone number. This is another credibility step that most people don't know. When you put your phone number on your application and it's your cell phone, there are so many softwares out here we actually use in our real estate investing business that can easily tell a bank if this is a cell phone or if this is an actual landline working number. Okay. So, and I get it. Because now you can do a whole bunch of stuff with cell phones. I get it. But again, this is not about what's comfortable for you and I. We want to make sure that we have what the banks are looking for. So when we go before them, we're in a good place to get maximum funding. So using your cell phone as your business line, that's a no-no, because they will look that up. That's a very easy fix. You can go to places like freedomvoice.com for less than $10 a month. We're not talking about a lot of money. Less than $10 a month. And solve that issue. Very easy. Okay. And the phone number that you create for the business, you can easily have it forwarded to your cell phone. Simple fix. Simple fix. And once you get that, then you want to go to places like the 411 directory. You want to go to listyourself.net, Google, Bing, Yahoo. These are all search engines. And you want to get your business listed with all of these search engines. Here's why. Because when the lenders go to do a Google Analytics, they are going to look to see, are you listed? I'm telling you, these are steps that they take. And business owners, we don't know this stuff unless somebody teach us. And we learned it because we walked through the school of hard knocks. And many of times going to banks trying to get funding, and we got declined. And I'm like, oh no, and I would have to come home and tell my wife oftentimes, hey, we didn't get the funding. I mean, it was tough, man. And especially if you're in the real estate investing space, you better have access to funding because good deals do not stay around long. And I did a live last week, and I was talking to a group of investors. One of the things that we understand is that, right now in America, we're still kind of in this forbearance when it comes to mortgages. That's not going to last forever. And so as that starts to soften state by state, well, guess what? These lenders are going to be looking for their money. The unfortunate thing is there are going to be a lot of homeowners that are not going to have it. So that's going to create opportunities. If you do not have access to funding, you're going to miss those opportunities because those that have access to funding are going to take advantage of those deals. It was no different than in 08, 09, and 2010. I'm not saying that we're going to see that again, but my point is you need to have access to funding so that when great opportunities come along, you can take them down. Same thing in the cryptocurrency space, in the e-commerce space. There's a lot of opportunities out here. And the thing that is common with all of it is you need to have access to funding. It's important. And I just think that having 0% revolving credit where you don't ever have to reapply, you can continue to use it. I just think it's great. Yeah, I think it's great. So, but those are some tips that I would say, the business phone number does not need to be your cell phone number because they can easily look that up. And again, they're not going to take you as a serious business. Those are just 3 of the 21 credibility steps that we educate our clients on through coaching.
Yeah, thank you very much. Also, this guy said amazing stuff, pure gold dust. Yeah, it is. Yeah, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Guys, if you have another questions, we have just 6 minutes with this guy left. Just ask. I really understand more. So you already helped me. Probably also many people. Where do I purchase a credible phone number?
You can get a credible phone number from a place like freedomvoicephone.com. Like I said, these are services that you let them know that you want to have it under your business when you contact them or when you go onto their website. And so therefore, it's going to be listed under your business, not under you personally, okay? And then that same business phone number, you want to take that and give that to, if you have a bank account for your business already, give that to the banker. You want to change that wherever you have your business information at. let me see. Did he have another question? No, that was it. So yeah, places like freedomvoice.com is less than $10 a month.
Okay, we can use also sonetel.com. It's could be used.
What's the name of it?
Sonetel.com. You don't heard about it, yeah?
I'm not familiar with that one, but there's a number of services out here. You know, there's some that's going to try to charge you a lot more, but again, you don't need, you know, because you're not going to have an actual phone on your desk. That's one of the beauties of technology now, you know, is that you can get these phone numbers under your business, listed with the business wherever you have your business listed at. And like I said, these phone numbers, you can have them transferred to your cell phone or transferred to if you have a virtual assistant. But again, it gives your business that professional image. I think someone else is asking, I'm at the initial stage of brainstorming potential business ideas. My advice in getting the creative process started beyond the glitch of finding a problem that needs to be solved. I'm trying to understand what this person is asking. I'm not totally clear on what they're asking. You understand that?
90%. So I think any advice in getting the creative process started. So if you want to find ideas for your business, you can go live with me and we ask the community. You can just put questions and I will be happy to support you on that process. I think he's trying to find a good niche to start his own business.
Ah, that's your field of expertise, I think, Alex, isn't it?
Yeah, happy to help. Happy to help. Just send me a private message and I will be happy to help you.
Yeah.
I'm here few hours a day. I'm here to help you totally free, guys. So guys, if you want to pitch your business in front of our community, please let me know. Just send me a private message or an email. You have my private email. It's public, okay? So it's not private anymore. And more than that, don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. We just started 1.5 months ago, 2 months, and we need more followers to help you more, guys. Thank you very much, Mr. President Obama. Sorry for that one. Your voice, it's amazing.
That's an honor. That is an honor. And I want to say thank you to you as well. And I think you're doing an amazing job, you know, being able to bring startups and really just help them, because there's, you know, this pandemic, I think we've seen so many startups. You know, people have said, you know, I realize that I've got a gift, I've got a talent in me. And some people that have worked for years for someone else, they're saying now it's time for me to step out. And it's kind of like, where do I start? You know? And so people like yourself, Alex, and what you're doing is just so vitally important in helping people to kind of bring those pieces together. And for us, we kind of bring the pieces together that, you know, once you've got your business, and even if you don't have your business started yet, but you have your name and all those things, we can help you with the LLC, you know, just a number of things. And on through the process of getting your business, the credit profile built out, if it's personal credit, to the place where you now have funding in your hand and you're starting to really see things pop for yourself. So again, but I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for what you're doing. I'm looking forward to kind of doing some chatting in the group. Because like I said, I really saw some really good things in there when I was scrolling through last week, and I was like, man, you know, so I thank you again. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for your time. Stay safe, guys.
Yes, sir. You as well.
Bye now. Thank you. Thank you.